When you think about print-on-demand merch, custom knitwear is not typically the thing that comes to mind, right? We're all used to thinking about printed clothing like t-shirts or hoodies, but that's fast changing. Thanks to knit-on-demand platforms like Knitwise, custom knitwear is no longer an exclusive item that only large retail brands can afford to offer. Apparel like custom knit sweaters, cardigans, t-shirts, and accessories like beanies or even blankets are now more accessible than ever to creators, artists, and small e-commerce brands, especially if you're already selling print-on-demand products. But what's the difference when it comes to knitted versus printed merch? In this video, let's take a look at how knit-on-demand products are made, how they compare to print-on-demand items in design capabilities, quality, and cost, and how custom knitwear can be a great addition to your product catalog. So first, let's understand how custom knitwear is made and how that compares to printed merch. While printed apparel begins with a blank product, for example, a sweatshirt or a t-shirt, and your design is added on top of the fabric using ink, knitwear products, on the other hand, are made from scratch. Each knitted garment is produced loop by loop with colored yarn, meaning your design isn't sitting on the surface, but rather is woven into the fabric itself. This gives knitwear a textured, pixel-style look that feels premium and unique. Let's look at the process of creating this custom knit sweater as an example. First, the sweater is knit as separate panels. Then, these panels are assembled using linking, which is a very precise stitching method that ensures strength and structure for the shape of the product. Then, the sweater is washed and goes through a thorough quality check before being packaged and shipped out. As you can see, there are quite a lot of steps and precision involved in creating a knitted garment, and the whole process can take about 7 to 14 days. Now, this is a longer time than you would typically have with print-on-demand items, but the quality, craftsmanship, and design capabilities this technique offers definitely make it worthwhile. Now, let's take a closer look at how the two techniques compare based on their design capabilities. Printing allows for a large variety of designs you can create, from the well-loved graphic tees to detailed images printed all over sweatshirts. There really are very few limitations these days for this technique. Generally, with printing, you're going to get smooth, detailed, and vibrant results. But this production method can come with unwanted surprises. As we've learned with printed apparel, the design gets printed on top of the fabric. This can lead to errors like incorrect or crooked print placements, or the ink bleeding and creating smudges. It can also be a hassle to make sure the intended colors of your design come out right when printed. With custom knitwear, the whole garment is your canvas. Your design is literally knitted into the product, pixel by pixel, loop by loop. So your designs will come out crisp and precise with no chance of being crooked or bleeding colors. Knitwear does come with a more specific pixel style aesthetic due to the production method used, but it doesn't mean you're limited in the types of designs you can create. All patterns will look amazing, text designs will look sharp, and you can even work with stylized imagery. With knitwear, you can design with up to 4 different yarn colors per product. While this gives you a limit of how many colors you can incorporate, it also makes sure that your finished product will look just as intended. You can choose from 36 different yarn colors that will work great for both bright and vibrant, as well as more muted and minimal designs. Next up, let's compare the quality and durability of both on-demand techniques. An important aspect to consider here is the overall fabric quality of the garment. For printed apparel, the quality will depend on your choice of the blank item. Most print-on-demand companies offer a large catalog of blank products, so it's up to you to choose whether you'd like thicker or thinner fabrics, softer or more sturdier styles. Custom knitwear is generally thicker and warmer than most printed apparel. Knitwise products are made from a soft, breathable cotton polyester blend that balances comfort and durability. It's made to be versatile enough to be worn all year round. The main question here is, how will the product hold up over time? With printed apparel, there is a chance the designs start fading or cracking after a while. It could happen faster if the printed products are not washed with care. With knitted apparel, you won't face this problem. The design is knitted into the fabric, so there's no chance of it peeling or washing off. Of course, you should definitely keep in mind best care practices for knitwear and communicate them to your customers. It won't come as a surprise to you that custom knitwear is more expensive than print-on-demand clothing. This is largely due to a more complex and time-consuming manufacturing process. The production of a custom knit sweater costs almost twice as much as a standard printed sweatshirt. But custom knit apparel is a more premium type of merch, so it will also retail for more. Buyers see the durability, quality, and craftsmanship of knits and are willing to pay more. For example, the average retail price of a custom knit sweater can be anywhere between $60 to $100, while for printed sweatshirts, it would typically range from $30 to $60. So with knitwear, you're able to get a higher profit margin. But to make sure your customers see that the higher prices are justified, you have to be intentional with your marketing and how you position your products. If you're already selling print-on-demand merch, you can add custom knitwear to your catalog as a special seasonal offer, or do a surprise premium collection drop. You can even do limited time only offers to heighten the sense of exclusivity of your knitwear products. Selling printed and knitwear products alongside is a smart tactic you can use to introduce variety to your catalog and get a leg up on your competition. You can even do limited time only offers to heighten the sense of exclusivity of your knitwear products. Selling printed and knitwear products alongside is a smart tactic you can use to introduce variety to your catalog and to get a leg up on your competition. If you plan to focus on selling only custom knitwear, make sure your branding fully reflects the premium aspects knits offer. And with that, I don't mean that you should present your brand in a luxury or high fashion way. What I mean is you should use opportunities to highlight why your knitwear is a great choice. For example, you can emphasize the longevity of your knitwear and how that can be a more sustainable choice for someone's wardrobe. Or you can play into the aesthetics of the niche you're targeting. For example, if your customer base is book lovers, a cozy, custom knit sweater or blanket might be right up their alley and appeal more to them than a printed product. People everywhere are choosing clothing that feels good, lasts longer, and stands out. And custom knitwear checks all those boxes. Offering knits in your store lets you give customers something unique while elevating your brand at the same time. And with Knitwise, it's never been easier to get started. So go to knitwise.com or click the link in the description and create your own custom knitwear today.